She were formed in Yorkshire 1982 by guitarists Lee and Ken, bass player Billy and singer Bernadette Mooney. Bernadette soon left and started another band called War Machine. Enter Karen as new vocalist, and finally She completed the lineup with drummer Paul. She should not be confused with another band of the same name, featuring Tracy Lamb of Rock Goddess. They were around in the UK at the same time. It's hard to say whether Yorkshire's She picked their band name just to point out they had a female vocalist, because that was not so rare anymore in the 80s, or if they were inspired by She, a famous novel by Henry Rider Haggard, which was filmed several times, for example in 1965 with Ursula Andress. My guess is the latter. By 1984 She played shows, mostly in the local area like Newcastle, Sunderland, for example with Tyson Dog. Neat Records offered them a deal, not for an album though, just for a single. So they released Never Surrender as a 7-inch with Breaking Away on the B-side and as a 12-inch with the additional track On My Way, which is a touch heavier. Back in the day I probably bought it because it said Neat Records on the back, and with bands like Venom, Raven, Blitzkrieg and Avenger, they had never disappointed me. However, in 1985 the new wave of British heavy metal slowly came to an end. The headbangers' attention was drifting towards America. The best example is that Raven left Neat to sign with an American label instead. Thus, Neat Records moved from the heaviest bands of the time towards more commercial sounds, looking for accessible, catchier kinds of heavy rock, and She fitted that description perfectly. ECT, Extra Celestial Transmission, was a British TV show that lasted only for 3 months in 1985 on Channel 4, but had a great selection of bands: Hawkwind, Girl School, Motorhead, Rock Goddess, Gary Moore, the Tigers of Pantang and so on. She were lucky to get a support slot there for Magnum and Warlock, playing 2 songs on TV, their single Never Surrender and a new song aptly called New Start. New Start became the B-side of their next single Captured in 1986. Having left Neat Records, they released it as a private pressing in plain black sleeve. Neither the ECT appearance nor this second single stirred up any label interest, so She played a couple more gigs in 1987 and finally called it a day in 1989. Afterwards, none of the band members played any bands you could have heard of. Singer Karen actually passed away in 2012. The memory of Never Surrender, She's only hit, remains today. The single sold 6,000 copies on vinyl back then, but if you ever listen to She, you probably own one of Neat Records' single compilations like this or this, where Never Surrender was reprinted countless times. Next to good bands like Fist, Trespass or Black Rose, it stands really well. Thanks and good night.